It's Tony Rock.
Yes.
I
Hmm.
found out about him, now it makes everyone hates Chris a little interesting, right? Tony Rock is this like he's like if he's like the alpha version of Chris Rock. That's all he is. Chris Rock is a very exactly like he's not a very he doesn't seem aggressive, and Tony's like the more aggressive version of him. He's the more I'm from New York. My brother might have got bullied, but I was the cool one that got bitches. My brother might have did this, but I was always with this. He's that guy. So their comedy is different. Chris's is very cerebral and judgmental, and Tony's is very comic view and BET stuff. Which is not a knock, right? Like he's not an unfunny comedian. He's just
Yeah.
his brother's Chris Rock.
Different from his brother. But I would hope that they'd be different. It'd be terrible. Everybody getting out there doing the same thing. Like,
Well,
why we need
have
to?
you seen the Mooney brothers, Paul Mooney's twins?
Oh
That
yeah, they're twins though. That's kind of expected.
still terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible. Let's just call
they're
that
not
what it
funny.
is.
Yeah,
It's
they're not.
horrible. Get off the stage. It's not like the Lucas brothers. They're
No,
funny.
they're funny.
The Mooney brothers get out of here. Yeah. So that was my thoughts. It just blew my mind when I thought about it. Because of course, when you read like cut code and you're like, okay, so wait, there's a guy that says I'm okay with this, and some of them watch. Okay, well, there are freaks out there, but now I have to pair that with Will, right? So I'm like, okay, Will is it's been open that they've had this very like let's just call it what it was, Hollywood frivolous men in black sex parties or whatever. And who cares? I'm not judging that. So it's not hard to imagine. But then I go, well, where do you draw the line? And of course, this is how I was on the internet because all the videos that people were like, "Oh, this is fun. This is great." There's a video that was like, "This was great until it wasn't," and I'm like, "You think? I mean, that just it's kind of I don't get it, right?" That was my thought. So when I thought about cuckolding and if I think Will Smith was a part of that, and if that might have been his reason for slapping Chris Rock, which by the way, I'm just going to stay morally out of that, whether I think it's right or wrong. Um, I can see where people may make that assumption. Um, Now it just changes. It's like it's just weird, right? Cuckolding. I mean, if Obama came out and they were like, if Obama slapped somebody on stage and you knew that Michelle Obama was having sex with one of her daughters
I
or her
know,
daughter.
right?
Listen, let's explain that.
The man just
This
came
is the
out
thing.
Slow it.
commemorate.
Hold on. Slow it down.
First of all,
I'm barely keeping up
Get
right
us,
now.
what is
save us, save
what
us,
I'm
Swan.
saying is
Position the conversation.
what I'm saying is cuckolding, right?
Hold,
That was my point.
yeah, John. Before you explain yourself, let me explain what this is. So this is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show.
Hey,
Hey,
it's a show. Yay.
Can't Tell Us Nothing, an improv group out of Houston, Texas. Everybody, John,
Damn.
Tandy, Amici, myself, representing, holding it down. We take opinions, discussions, topics, turn into improv scenes right on the spot, right in front of your eyes. We just hop into it if something inspires us. If you inspire us, if you're in the chat, leave a hello to you, Benita. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you. Good evening. If anything we say inspires something in your brain, go ahead and put it in the chat. Love to see it. That can all be factored into the show. Oh boy! And John,
She's gonna try to ask us.
Yeah.
For our listeners, we are talking about my discovery of the word cuckolding. And
would you like to define exactly what it is, John?
let me look it up.
What's your definition? How do you understand it?
How do I understand it?
Yeah.
Somebody
What does it mean to you?
somebody is aware and is in what do you want to call it? When someone allows someone else to sleep and have sexual relations with their partner, But I guess that's what I'm understanding, right? Like you just accept it, like you're just like you're into it.
I guess you just accept it.
and not that I think you're an expert or anything, but how is that different from an open relationship?
Yeah.
Are they the same?
Well, that's where I'm kind of confused. I'm like,
John.
like what is the deal? Like what is the difference in and of course, why is this a thing? Well, my reason for discovering this is I was listening to Vlad TV, and they were talking about, and there's actually a funny interview with Bootsy Badass. I love Bootsy Badass on Vlad TV. Watch him. They were talking about cuckolding, and I was like, "What is that?" And I googled cuckolding, and I was like, "Wait a second. You're telling me we are saying Will Smith is like he allowed this to happen, like he is accepting of it, and they're like, is that what people are saying? That's just what people are saying. I don't know, and I don't know. But the interview was talking about them pointing to things that they feel like was because Will Smith was in a cuckolding relationship, an open relationship. He was accepting, he was willing to participate. Maybe he was cuckolding with Jada as well. They was cucking it up, right? Like,
I love that.
shout out to the cuckolders. I love that word from now on. But so I'm absorbing this, and it's just like as you read anything, and I'm not a gossip person, but let's say you start building a story about what happened, Chris Rock and Will Smith, and now you're like, wait a second, now I have to add cuckolding to that equation, and I go, oh my goodness, let me take a step back.
How does it factor in? I don't understand the connection.
Well, what the connection is the whole it was good until it wasn't, right? Like the argument was they were complicit, which is the word I was looking for, complicit in that arrangement until it got sour. When it got sour, that's when the storm of chaos, that the entanglement as we heard it, the entanglement that shocked the world. And of course, what happened after that? The whole world starts to chime in and give their opinions, like me, about what happened to that relationship. And of course, it's not our fault we have opinions. I mean, they have a show where they go on and talk about their problems for people to have opinions, right? So
right.
I don't feel judgment at all.
Right.
But as I was collectively taking in all of that, right, I was just like, the internet was just like throwing all kinds of like connections. And I was like, wait a second. Could he have resented the cuckolding?
Well,
and it's so deep with all of the stuff that's layered on top of it, right? He is what it seems like there's, I always said repressed anger, right? Why would there be repressed anger? Because you probably resent things, choices, or identities that you were complicit in, right? Hence,
it's cuckolding. But if you're I'm not sure if the definition only applies to the fact that, you know, the relationship between say a wife and her lover is secret from her husband, or if he knows and he agrees with it. Because my understanding, I always thought it was something that he didn't know, and so people would, you know, when they reveal, oh, you being cuckolded, that she's having an affair with such and such. But you know, not that. Yes, I'm okay with the cuckolding. I'll look the other way, and maybe it's both. I don't know. Maybe it's both.
As I said, I don't know.
I think it's a derogatory term. I don't think it's anything anybody like gets T-shirts.
I disagree. I think Will should make it the banner and just ride off in it, man. If he accepts it, I guess. I don't think first of all, I don't know. I don't know if that's cuckolding. I think they were separated, and like I said, who cares? It's all between what they know.
I think the open relationship exists when two people say, hey, we're just going to have light, casual sexual relationships with other people. We're going to have light, casual relationships with other people that may be sexual in nature. but it's not going to get into love. It's not going to get into all of this emotional support. It's not going to get into that. And I think what happened in their case was the entanglement part was that there was feeling, there was expectation, there was all that other stuff that the open relationship is not supposed to have. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think
And that sounds more.
Yeah, I think that's why it's a big deal. That's the entanglement. That's why you can use words like it was entangled. It was more complex than me just sleeping with him, and that's the problem.
It was more complex. There was equations. After the. I mean, that happens. Feelings are not easy on the one, so I get it. Do their thing. As far as Chris Rock trying to come after Jada and shutting her down, that makes sense because I heard him talk about he came after Rihanna one time and she called him like Uncle Chris or something. Like he said he was coming to talk to her, and what he thought was like, everyone knows I'm divorced from my wife, which is a thing. This is my first party single. I got a movie out. I'm trying to get this fame, I guess, sex. So he approaches Rihanna, which somebody in his camp needs to be out of the camp because you're not. Look, I'm not afraid of Chris Rock, obviously, right? Like that's the one thing everybody learned is if you had any chance to show aggression, call it professional all you want. That was the chance. Nonetheless, Rihanna, he approached her, and of course, her response was like gave him she didn't put him in the friend zone. She put him in the uncle zone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then when he say that she looked at him like he was her aunt, like he was like her old aunt, just the way she looked at him. It was
Chris Rock and Rihanna. Boy.
He thought that money was. I don't think that money works with. See, he was trying to. What did Kevin Samuels call? He was trying to get a high status woman. Now he's a high status man.
I mean, he's a high status man.
He's a high status man.
According to Kevin Samuels.
According to Kevin Samuels.
Even in the high status world, there's levels to even higher status.
And she's a higher status, right?
I would say she's at the highest status.
We know his whole name. She goes by one name, right? I think she's Rihanna.
She goes by many names. She has many names.
But she got one that's famously known, Rihanna. That's all you got to say. Everybody know. If you say Chris, which one? Oh, Chris Rock. Oh yeah, we know him. So that's the higher status.
They know Bad Girl Riri.
That's a nickname. I'm talking about her professional government name.
Professional government name.
Yeah, Chris, that was crazy. But nonetheless, I learned about a new word, cuckolding. Now I'm interested in figuring out people. I got to meet somebody who actually fits in that category and not open relationship. And I want to talk to them about the benefits of cuckolding versus the cons of cuckolding, because I have no idea.
I don't think it just exists as a thing that you just partake in. I'm sure you talked to plenty of guys who have been cuckolded. If they said, "Oh, she cheated on me," not you just talked to somebody that was cuckolded. Now, yeah, and so you got that experience. I don't know,
So is it cheating? Is it sleeping with a? Hold on, let me read what is this definition? Oxford. A man. This is of a man and of a woman. Of a man making another man. What? A cuckold by having a sexual relationship with his wife. Okay.
Yeah.
And make her husband a cuckold by sexually. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, but maybe that's a kink too. Maybe there's some people, like you were saying before, they participate, they watch. Tell me about it.
So here, this one says they actually have people that like to watch their partner have sex with other people. And that's some of the videos I was watching. Well, some of the clips some of the clips on YouTube.
I like tonight show.
some of the clips on YouTube I was watching. I mean, I have a Pornhub account, but I don't watch anything on there.
You have an account?
Yep.
We in season 5?
Yep.
Here's a time, y'all. We breaking it all down. You are going to get to know us up close and personal. All the facades come off. I take my hat off. I'm showing y'all my Washington deal.
Let's see it. Holy crap.
No, man. I mean, it
Yeah.
ain't. It's a Pornhub. It ain't. It's like going to Target now.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular websites on the internet.
I'm on it because I was the only one not on it. I want to join conversations with people. Like, what do y'all see that up? Is that TMZ? No, that was Pornhub. Pornhub. They got videos like that. You log on, check these highlights. They got influencers on Pornhub, man. Like they got influence. There are people that have like you can have basically have like it's like YouTube, right? Like you could have your own channel with subscribers, people comment. Like it's so funny to see the whole thing. I mean, there's no shame because I'm not a porn watcher at all. But it's funny as shit to go on there from time to time.
We cut to a couple out on the first date. Yeah, so what do I do for a living? It's an interesting question. I don't know if you've heard of a website called Pornhub, but I'm an influencer on there. Now, I don't do like porn things. I have a professional opinion about other videos on there. I make recommendations, I give advice, things of that nature. And yeah, I have just a slew of subscribers that support me. So that's kind of how I make my living. I don't know. Have you ever been?
I had.
You could be honest.
I have.
Yes, of course. The two of us here.
It's 2022. Of course, I've looked at Pornhub, but it sounds more like you have a do you have like a podcast or something?
I do. Yeah, on PornPod. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, if you go on PornPod, do you have your PornPod account? You don't need one. It's free. You can if you don't want ads, you can make an account. But if you don't, anyway, if you go on there, you find me. Antoine Says So. That's the name of the podcast. Then you'll also hear similar content to what you would hear on Pornhub. Matter of fact, why don't you take out your phone, load up Pornhub? I'll show you right now.
Oh well, this is okay. It's the company's phone, so I got to get this off here. You know, I'm just gonna put it on temporarily so you can show me what you want to show me, but I've got to get this out.
Again, I'm not doing anything, scandalous on there. It's again more about advice, but you do have to navigate through a few of those. Yeah,
lots of wow. Whew, it's a little racy here. Okay,
it is.
Okay, I think I found. Oh yeah, here you are. PornPod. That's you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That's me. I mean, that's the service that has the podcast on it, but that's where you can find me. So yeah.
Antoine Says So. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, I see it here.
So if you ever want any advice on like types of porn that you're looking for, or other things you can do in the bedroom that may be inspired by porn, or actually, I keep using examples. Let's just dive right into it. That's kind of my whole thing. So, what was the last porn that you watched?
Hey, is it? I'm a little uncomfortable, I think.
Really?
It's just
two of us here at this table.
It's a second date. I mean, I figured we'd go through more dates before we got to personal information.
I'm a professional. I do this all the time. It's fine. You just describe the last porn you watched.
You're right, because all the other conversations have not been with a professional. So I think I'll trust this. And okay, so the last porn I watched involved two ladies who went to a male strip club.
Oh,
and and they
you're sweating a little bit. Are you all right?
I thought this was you said you were professional.
I am. I'm just making sure that you're okay.
I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable talking about stuff like this with somebody I don't know.
We cut to the next day. Tandy's in our office, the mayor's office, and she's the mayor, and the aide comes in. Madam Mayor.
Oh yes, yes. Good morning. How are you?
I'm sorry. Word about your date last night is like spreading like wildfire. It's everywhere, all over town. People are talking about it.
Oh, well, I did have a nice time. He was pretty interesting guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There were like a few small protests about the mayor's dating like a porn star. Basically.
Oh my goodness! They know.
Yeah.
The people know who I went out with. I didn't know. I mean, he didn't tell me this before we started. We just started talking about what we do for a living. I didn't even get a chance to tell him I'm the mayor. He started telling
me. We all heard it because I listened to his podcast. You were live.
I was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you serious? He didn't say anything. He didn't ask for any permission. I didn't sign anything. Oh my gosh, what is this going to do for my political career? Are you serious?
Actually, it's actually pretty good. There were a few protests, but more people were really intrigued about learning more about you, and your approval rating has gone way up. So you should probably go back on and I don't know, maybe make an account. Turn on and
Wow, I was a little into this. Yeah, I was nervous about seeing him again, but if it's helping my numbers, you know me, elections coming up in November. I got to get out there. I got to get the word out. Maybe hit a new demographic. Okay, well let me shoot Antoine a message and see if he's free anytime soon.
Cut back to next episode, and by popular demand, bringing Tandy back on. Now, Tandy, I know you got caught up a little bit in my hidden pod segment that I like to do to really get behind the closed doors. I know,
we thought it was a date. Oh, wow.
I know you did, and it was, but it also was a podcast episode, and you were killer on there. I just want to bring you back on. So let's just dive right into it. What have you been looking at since we chatted now, because we've opened that door now. We're in it, so go ahead. I want to hear the nastiest thing that you saw lately.
Oh, I got to get used to this. I'm just not used to talking about myself like that. Well, the next porn that I watched was Dental Delights. I generally, I guess I like porn with women who go to places, they're not just at home, like they're more out and about, kind of like more like me.
Travel porn. I know what you're talking about.
Is that what it's called? It's travel porn when it doesn't happen at your house.
But they specifically leave a place. So you have to see them leaving a place and going somewhere, and it's not that they're just not at home.
So she's at the dentist office and you just came in for a routine checkup and things got a little spicy.
As it does.
Yeah. That's probably all I can really talk about without getting. It's a little hot in here. Is your air on?
Yeah, you're sweating again. Yeah, my air's at full blast right now. Are you sure you don't want to go into the details? The word on the street that your numbers are up, and I think people would love to hear what stood out to you in the dentist office scene.
Yeah, well, thank you. What stood out was the amount of time he took going over her dental history. And
scene. Women's going place.
I don't want to be at home. What? I need to go out for this activity.
Travel porn. The porn pod would probably be a hit. They
probably
just described all the different types of porn and have people come on, show their interest. It would be so fire.
Oh gosh.
The porn pod.
Antoine said so.
Holy crap. Yeah, so how do we get there? Oh, John's Pornhub account. That's right.
Yes. And cuckolding.
Influencers. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Influencers and cuckolding.
I mean, influencers are everywhere, right? Like, it's interesting that's like a profession now.
Like, there's even prison or like criminal influencers, right? Remember the dude that got arrested and he was so fine that he got like a model gig off of the
I remember that.
Off the mugshot. And I literally see him in like clothing, like on Instagram. Like I'm like, this dude, what happened? He was like an armed robber or something like that. And I've seen pictures of real live prison, prisoners, like with Instagram, like Facebook, like so. Yeah, it's crazy out here.
Hey, Trisha, thank you. Okay, just shout out to my cousin, Trisha Graves, Spencer.
Shout out to Trisha.
And we're gonna shout out Cookie Face Cosmetics. Y'all look it up. It's about to blow up.
Cookie Face Cosmetics for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry about that, but influencers.
Influencers everywhere. Influencer presidents.
Yeah, John, how come you're not an influencer yet? What are you waiting on?
What am I waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't like people like that. No, the reality is like one thing I always ask myself is, would I want to show who I am on camera all the time? And am I prepared to have to like justify who I am on the camera with people, right? Like I don't want to have to do that. I'm not comfortable yet, like with that concept. Otherwise, if I didn't like, if there wasn't any like, if there was an entertainment value that I thought I could get from it, I would do it. But I don't really like. I have people I know who do it, and I'm just kind of like, if I had to work every day, like editing a video, making sure I said something. Can you imagine those vlog videos where people are walking down the street and they're talking, and then you see someone walk back to the same spot and do it all over again?
That's the problem.
Like I would be like, I feel so goofy doing this. That for me, it's like that. But if I could like have someone candid following me, and we just discuss at the end of the day, like, okay, what do you want me to post? This, and this. I would do it.
Right.
But I'm not gonna be like, all right, y'all, my opinion matters so much right now that I think you need to hear how I feel about the world. Get behind me, you assholes. You can't think for yourself. You gotta listen to me. I wouldn't do that. I would be like, you're an asshole for listening to me.
I think that reminds me of a story I read of a family in, I want to say India, who they I guess they're influencers. I guess you would call them that. They just videotape. Geez, what year is it? They post videos of their family just doing stuff, right? And they've been doing it for years. And the story was talking about the point that the kids kind of are over it. Like they it's hard for them to do anything. Like just doing their homework is like a video, right? Like they don't have like honest interactions with their parents anymore because everything is recorded for content. I thought it was an interesting perspective on it. Like I hadn't really thought about like growing up like that. Like you think about child stars and how their lives are crazy, but like just being a kid and your parents record everything and post it, I can't imagine.
Yeah, like if you kind of, child stars can just go home and be kids off camera, but if you're always being recorded or, you're always going to be on like 24/7 as a kid, that's insane.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you can't really experiment with your personality. You're kind of going to be governed in a direction, which I think is what, when those child stars are young, they're surrounded by all of these broken, complexes that exist in that world. And that's what they're absorbing. And then they have to be perfect until they become 18. And then after 18, they're like, oh, all this shit that I repressed, I want to be the devil. Then I want to be a unicorn. Then I want to make music. Then I want to jump in the pool. Then I want to do all these drugs. I didn't get to have no wildness, right? Like, there has to be some kind of balance. So I agree with you. I couldn't record my family. Like, I want to do a podcast with my wife because our conversations are like crazy. We're so different. And yet we have 3 children. One of my things is I struggle with is like there's a sacredness in my relationship that I am going to also have to put at risk the day I decide to do that. Because even if you are acting, it becomes a persona. And
Mhm.
some people can't separate persona from them. They become the persona, and then the persona goes out and you know
Mhm.
does their thing. So I'm nervous about doing it because it's so personal. My life, my family, my kids are so personal to me. Um, that if Will Smith could show me anything, is maybe everybody should not be in front of the camera because what if they talk about your wife? Like someone said that, John, what would you do if someone said that about your wife when she was going through her chemo? I said it would have been way worse than Will Smith, and I wouldn't have gave eight shits about what anybody said about me being wrong
Mhm.
because that's
Right.
how I feel, right?
Mhm.
Because of what I'm dealing with as far as like the sanctity of my wife's how she views herself, her image,
Yeah.
that plays into my marriage. So fuck you and your feelings and jokes, right? But
Mhm.
um that's just me, right? So when someone asks me that question, I there's so many hundred different ways you look at it. But to my point, that's how I look at it when I think about Instagram influencing, or not Instagram, but just influencer in general. I could play somebody else completely different than me and do it. If I like Andy Kaufman style, but I could do it as me. I wouldn't want my family to just be on camera.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that Ryan kid. Let me go up.
Who's that,
It's
Ryan?
a Ryan
Oh,
kid.
the Ryan
It's a
toy
Ryan.
kid. That's a great point.
Who?
The millionaire toy kid that's like
Uh,
showing everybody in the world you could record your kids playing with toys and
oh, that fan. Uh-huh.
people will pay money for you. Yeah, that's interesting. Him, my daughter likes JoJo Siwa. She was another kid that's been in television for her whole life. She started off in Teen Dance Moms or some shit like that. And she was like being bullied for dancing and being chubby. Now this girl's like Justin Bieber, man. Literally saw her. They have kites in Walmart you can fly with her face on them, man. Like she's from like the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Her
Oh, you
whole
said
life.
JoJo?
JoJo
JoJo
Siwa.
Siwa. Yeah, it's her
Mhm.
and the Ryan kid are like
I think
internet
I think
crazy.
I just watched a Disney sing along and she was on
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I know you did.
Never heard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you
I
know,
mean,
Andy?
Yeah, I've heard of her.
he's
I've
heard of
heard of
her.
her.
She has
Yeah,
yeah, young
that
kids,
kid.
young girls. You're gonna know about
Mhm.
the latest and greatest. Just like, I tell my mom, she'd be like, my grandmother be like, turn that off. I'm like, you mean turn Gucci Man off? She'd be like, who? You don't know who Gucci Man is? You better turn that shit off.
we cut to a mother outside her son's bedroom talking to her phone. All right, it's rise and shine time. I'm about to go in John's room and wake him up for school. Guys, come on with me. John, wake up. Time to get up for school, John.
I am in my room, Mom. I still got like an hour left before I need to get ready.
Don't say that, John. You got to let the people know you are already supposed to be up at this time because we've got some teeth to brush, we've got clothes to iron, we've got all the things to do before you. Hold on, people. I'll be right back. John, what are you doing? We're doing this in one take, okay? I don't want to come back in here and have to reshoot this. So get it together. I'll put this thing on pause, all right? I'm going to, never mind. We're going to start again. I want you to get your spirit right, get yourself right. I'm coming back in here and I'm going to do it again, okay? Get back
All
under
right.
the covers. Get
Okay.
back under.
All right.
Get in the bed. Get in the
All right.
bed.
I will. I'm in it. All right. Fine. Jeez.
Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties with this phone. Okay. Gosh, you know what? I forgot. I had some biscuits in the oven downstairs. Let me go into John's room and wake him up for real this time. He wasn't ready the first time. So here we go. John, get up. It's time to wake up. Hey. Are you ready for
Woo!
school today, John?
I am sure the doodly pop.
Uh, pop, pop.
I'm certain, Mama.
Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm gonna have to scrap this whole video. Pay attention,
No,
John.
you're telling me to be excited now. You're telling me, like, what do you want me to do? All right.
I
Like, I
want you.
gave you.
Look,
I
we
want
have
to
a
be
deal.
me. Can I be me?
We have a deal pending with the Target people. They're gonna put you on all the cotton balls. They're gonna be called John Cotton Balls. Okay, you're gonna get this cotton ball deal because we've got all of this stuff riding on it, John. You can't back out now. You can't decide to be you. We've been doing this since you were 4. You're 9 years old now. You should be ready. You come on.
Listen, Mama. I gotta tell you something, okay? And you're not gonna like this.
Let me turn my phone off. I'm sure it's not recording. Go ahead.
I've been reading the autobiography of Malcolm X in the mornings, and I've been kind of rethinking this deal with Target. I just don't feel comfortable putting my face on white cotton balls. I just think it's like it's the wrong direction.
John.
You know, we just have such a powerful voice. We could be doing so much. Mama, why are we acting like the Brady family for these people every day, Mama? We need to be. You just got to read the book, Mama. You just got to read this book. I mean, it's like I'm listening to it on Audible on my iPad. It's great, but I don't know about this cotton ball thing. I think we should just go completely the other way, man. If we're going to make this deal with Target, let's show them who the Kones really are, okay?
John, I tried shopping you on for the towels. We tried putting your name on the puff cheese puffs that they have. None of that went through. The only people who were willing to take us were the cotton ball people. I don't know what their motives are, and frankly, I don't care.
I want to meet them. I want to meet them again. All right. I need to understand the motives. If I'm going to be dancing and shucking and jiving to make all this money for you guys, well, my soul is being crushed right now, Mama.
We cut to them being brought into an executive room with the Target cotton ball executive.
Excuse me. This orange juice is too warm. Can you give me a colder?
Oh my goodness!
box?
Yes, please get the young man an ice cold orange juice, please. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they are our guests. This is John. This is John that we're talking about. Don and Tandy. These guys are going to take us to the next level, and we have some great ideas for you. First off, love what you're doing. Love waking up in the morning. Love you going to school, coming home, doing homework. Fantastic stuff. We just want to see more cotton balls and all that. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to just dump a bunch of cotton balls on the floor. And we just want you to be dancing, shucking, and jiving through it and kicking it up and talking about how it's pure and white as the snow.
What?
Let me take John to the side for a second. All right, look, I did read like the intro to Malcolm X, so I kind of get where you're coming from, but it doesn't matter. All right, John,
It does matter.
$500,000.
He literally said shucking and jiving.
I just think he didn't know what words to
gonna
use.
Be in the contract, Mama.
John,
if I see shucking and driving in the contract, I will literally start a revolution in this office.
There's
right
no
now.
way they're gonna put that in the contract. I just don't think he knew what words to use.
I'm sorry, is there a problem with the orange juice over there?
No.
Is it not cold enough?
It's not cold enough?
I can get you another one. Yeah.
It'd be much colder.
I
Almost
am
frozen.
Fine. I don't need any more boxes.
Amici, did you have any thoughts on how we want to shoot this commercial?
I think we need like more shucking and jiving on this one. So maybe like a 60-40 ratio.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. 60 more shuck and about 40 jive.
Let me just jump in. When you're, can you give us just a little bit of an idea of what you mean by the shuck? Because I think that's what John's confusion was. You know, there was some question, and I couldn't explain it well. If you could just tell me how, what the shuck kind of looks like.
I mean, I wouldn't dream of doing that. You know, I'm the guy behind the desk, right?
It's a personal thing to each person, you know, but you know when you see it. You know, it's just a little bit an expression of, you know, what's inside of you. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
I want that to come from within of you and into the cotton balls. So
yeah.
So see, John, the shucking and the jiving is just really just an artistic expression. That's just the language that they're using. Okay, so
Okay, so
artistically express yourself in the cotton
I'm
balls.
I feel as I'm reading through what you're asking me to do, this this character in this commercial doesn't wear shoes.
The character is you. It's you, John. You
It's
don't
me.
wear
Yeah.
shoes in this commercial, so you can feel the fluffy white cotton balls on your
Right. Yeah, they're soft. You
feet.
don't want to trample them. Yeah, yeah.
I, to be honest with you all, I just don't see it. But mom, I mean, I trust you, right? If you're saying that these guys are not about to make us
No,
crush our souls doing
yeah,
something like this,
I don't think so, John. There's no. It's Target. There's no way they do that to us.
Mhm.
Right? Everybody loves Target. So why don't you start? Let them see what you're working with, and I'm sure they're gonna be fine with whatever you come up. They said it's your own individual expression.
it's my own
Uh-huh.
individual. So like, no, there's no music being played. I'm just going to stand in front of these cameras.
You know what
But
I'll do, John?
if you want to sing, yeah, feel free to sing. Let it come.
Well,
from
I was gonna give a little ham bone. I was gonna,
and sing.
It had to be like what happened at the HMM when they had the monkey shirts.
I'm sure that's
This is gonna
exactly
be
what it
fun.
feels like. Selling your soul for a product.
Yeah,
It's
for a
gotta
product,
be.
yeah.
What it feels like.
Everyone's doing it. It's $500,000 cash stacked up in like a pyramid. It's like, it's right here. All you have to do is start shucking.
Oh my gosh.
60% shuck, 40%
The ratio.
That's so horrible. The shuck and the jive.
Oh man.
That's horrible. But yeah, that is
Oh.
I want to hear the handball.
Doesn't
Oh my God. That's what I felt when I went to the Moody Gardens. I was telling my grandmother this story today. I'm from the Midwest, so anytime I told her I read labels in Texas. Like I read all the buildings, any name that's on it, I research it. Because what I found is like if you research the name, it'll tell you the history of that person, and that person will tell you a little bit about the culture of the area. So one example of that, I was looking to buy a house in the neighborhood was called the Pecan Plantation. It's in Pecan Grove, right outside Sugarland. And I was already like uncomfortable with like staying in a neighborhood with plantation on it. That just is not cool. Like coming from the Midwest, like I'm like, what? That insane to me. But the house was beautiful. As I was driving through the neighborhood, it's kind of and it was like a block away from like a jail, which they told us, oh, it's not a jail, it's where we send like people who are like the drug offenses that are people that are on drugs and trying to get them off drugs. Nonetheless, one of the streets was called Confederate Road, Confederate Road, and like Mutiny, and then I saw high school. What's the guy's name? I want to say it was called Boone, John Boone, or something like that. Boone High School, where the guy was like I think the word said prolific slave trader was his name, and I googled him.
Prolific.
Prolific. I gotta find a high school. I'm gonna find a high school. You're not gonna, people are gonna think I am like no. It's what was the guy called?
Change the game.
Change the game.
The real trendsetter.
I gotta find it, but it was high school, and it was like the most diverse area. Nonetheless, I read the high school name, Googled it. Fast forward, I'm at Moody Gardens, and me and my wife are on date night, and I'm sitting on the little Moody Gardens ship, whatever that water thing, the boat that goes out. It's like a boat tour, and I'm going like, what is the Moody Gardens? Who are the Moody family? Let me look. What is that? What does that mean, right? And I'm looking at the photo of the Moody family, and okay, instantly I'm like, okay, this is Texas. anything past 1980s, I'm like, it was probably not really for me. Those pictures said they won their fortune in cotton economics. I go, okay, cotton economics. That's a good way to say it, right? So that either means they're invested in the cotton infrastructure, or they were like my man Boone, who's the prolific slave trader. Either way, like they were in that kind of system. And we were sitting on this boat at the Moody Gardens, this wealthy family that built their massive empire off that infrastructure in context in Galveston, one of the like ports of that's called human trafficking, if we want to call it, right? And I was just literally just felt like just so like what do you want to call it? It was so surreal to think like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy that this connection of this place and this history, it's a part of culture. I don't agree with the foundation of the culture, but yet I'm here, right? It is what it is. People we didn't buy the house in Pecan Grove, but I'm sure someone did and didn't think shit about it. And the weird thing was like the logo in the neighborhood was like a tree. It was just like this one tree. It was a pecan tree. And of course, if I'm not a person of African descent in this country, I'm not gonna think anything about it, right? But if I am, I might look at that and go, how do I feel sending postcards to my family in Ohio from Pecan Plantation, South Texas? Merry Christmas to Miles family. And I was just so bothered. And I was telling the realtor, I was like, what do you think? I'm like, I love the house, dream house. I can't dig with the neighborhood. I don't like the name. And that wasn't the only one I saw. There's like hundreds. And my realtor says, well, why don't you just, once you buy the house, you can always just change it. You could just get behind the groups and see if you could change the neighborhood, which there are some groups that have done that. HOAs, the neighborhood community has agreed, let's change the name. How many of those ended with plantation? Very little compared to the ones where they were like, we don't like Cedar Tree Park. We think it should be called Forest Park. Let's change it. Pecan Plantation was not going to get changed because I was going to go tell all those old white people in that neighborhood, hey, because I moved in here, I don't like the name. They're going to say, go fuck yourself. You shouldn't have moved here. That's what they're going to say. Right. So I told her that, and we ended up moving where we stay now, which I heard is not far from the Klan. So you got to live in Texas somehow.
Somehow.
But cotton economics, man. Cotton economics.
It's real.
It's like saying rap economics.
It's nicely euphemistic.
Very.
Yeah. No, urban music economics. And you're like, who?
Urban music.
Oh, he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Made money.
He's a rapper. Yeah.
Rebranding.
What is your field?
Rebranding.
I made my money in urban economics.
No. Listen.
Rap.
On the subject of rebranding and talking about things, I'm gonna jump in here with my little segment. I'm committed each week to supporting an underdog. And one of our favorite underdogs as a troop has been Long John Silver's, just for no other reason other than the fact that they exist. And they still exist when so many have fallen. So many restaurant chains, so many stores have gone the way of who knows what. But because none of us really eat there, and we really couldn't point to many people who do, well, like, how do they stay alive? How do they stay in existence? So what I've done is I follow Long John Silver's on Twitter, and they only have like about 35,000 followers, and that's pretty low for fast food. You may not eat there, but I would encourage you, just follow them. I mean, just because I think they need it, just for no other reason. And I'm sure there are other causes that I could choose and pick and support, and I get you. And maybe I'll move up to those, but this one is just a favorite of the group, I think, just to talk about. And when I realized how much help they needed, then I became committed. So let me get to one of these, get to the Long John's page. Unfortunately, most of their tweets and replies are people complaining about the service. And if you look at it, it's there's so few comments. I've never seen a corporation or an entity have like 1 or 2 likes, or to a post. It's sad. It
like
is
single regular people have more likes,
yes, than Long John Silver.
whole entity.
This is my favorite. Just 4 days ago, we just got home from getting takeout at store number, I'm not going to mention the store number, and both boxes of 3-piece chicken was so overcooked it was rubbery. All the sides were good, but chicken was horrible. And then they gave their ticket number. We will not be back. Long John's response: ahoy. We're sorry we missed the mark. Could you send us a private message about your experience and your email or phone number so we can have someone reach out to you regarding this? Nobody liked their response. And then it was I wanted to get one where the language was just a little different. Which one was this? There was one. I've complained about this food I received and it was a complete mess. Serving undercooked food is not okay. Ahoy, Bree. We're sorry you had this experience. Please send us a private message. So I'm just wondering why ahoy is the language that they choose to use to address the disgruntled patrons, and I think they probably need a new brand. I think I've been trying to come up with some ideas for them. So I think they should get sassier as opposed to being, this old, piratey. Get a little sassy, like the real fish of Long John Silver's. They can have like different characters, different fish, like the hush puppies, and like all these things just sit around, and the catchphrase would be like, "Don't get fish slapped." like they argue with each other. Don't get fish slapped. And if Long John's, if you watch this, you can have that. I mean, I want you to succeed, so I'm not even. There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So just. It's so sad, but I mean, I think there's room for growth and improvement, and I'm committed. So each week, I'm just going to be, bringing up new information that Long John posts if they do, and we'll go from there. And if you have your own Long John Silver story, you can share it, and maybe I'll respond for you and see if they can, give you a little help, matey.
You don't think when they do ahoy at the beginning of a message, it doesn't diffuse the situation a little bit, calm everything down? You can't be mad if somebody says ahoy to you.
I love it. I was gonna say, to me, that's like one of the freshest comebacks. If you're like, man, your food is terrible. Ahoy, mate. It's kind of like, hold up, mate. Hold up.
It calms everything down a little bit.
Calm it down a little bit. Let us calm the natural seas of your emotions right now.
We cut to Tandy getting off stage. Madam Mayor, I'm a little concerned about the direction of your platform. You just spent 20 minutes talking to the citizens about Long John Silver's, and I feel like your numbers were better when you were talking about porn. Is there any way we can? I don't know where this came from, but is there any way we can navigate back to maybe what the people are really looking for?
I want to, but the Long John Silver's people reached out to me. Okay, I was doing so well on the Antoine show that they reached out and they're like, "Listen, you've got the ear of the people. We just need to improve our numbers. We wanna get back in there, and we feel like if we attach ourselves to a shooting star, you'll take us, all the way." And
Andy, let's be honest, Long John Silver's is grasping at straws. They need anything, and they're reaching out. They're desperate. I'm not saying that you're a bad choice. I just don't think that you should be hitching your ship to this restaurant. I think we need to stay focused on getting your approval numbers up. Elections are coming up, and we can't get distracted. You talking for 20 minutes about their Twitter feed is not going to get us there.
Yeah, I value your opinion. You helped me win the first election, so I'm gonna go. So I'm, what I'll do is I'll reach out to them and I'll let them know that I'm not gonna be able to, talk about them on stage anymore, and I'm just gonna have to focus back on the porn, I guess.
I think it's for the best.
Okay, I'll give them a call. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
we cut to the we cut to the Long John Silver's office. There's a couple of executives in there. Tandy walks in. Ahoy, mate! Thanks for coming in to see us.
Y'all get me with that every time. I can't stay mad. I can't be sad. I have to smile when you hit me with that ahoy. Oh my god!
Yeah, we heard that you're thinking of walking the plank and leaving leaving our arrangement behind. So we wanted to sit down and have a quick chat. So
thanks. Yeah, I didn't want you to hear about it on the Porn Pod show. I wanted to come in person, but yes, you are correct. I was advised not to talk so much about you guys because it wasn't helping my numbers. That the numbers were better when I just stuck with the porn. So
okay, great, yeah. Okay, do you want an orange juice before we get started? We have plenty of orange juice.
Sure, yeah.
We have lots of orange juice. It's not selling at all, so. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I'll take that.
Tweet about this later if you could.
Huh?
I think you have more followers. Can you tweet about the orange juice later if it's just.
Yeah, I got some really great orange juice from Long John Silver's. I will. I'll tweet about it.
Perfect. Wonderful. Anyway, yeah, you know what? We're
and as she takes a sip, something doesn't quite taste right with the orange juice. It's like sour or something.
What?
You okay?
Yeah, orange juice doesn't taste like regular orange juice. It's a bit sour.
That's probably the rum. There's a bit of rum in there.
What? Yeah. Is this a new thing? You guys are you putting rum in orange juice now?
We've always done that. It's Long John Silver's orange juice. It's mostly rum.
Nobody knew that.
We're pirates.
You should play that up more. Less about the fish, more about the pirates and the booze.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, I could probably take this back to the Porn Pod and drink this rum. I could probably mix these two things together.
We cut back to the Porn Pod. So back again. Let me tell you, I love having you on here for sure. You seem way more comfortable than before.
I'm so relaxed.
That's amazing.
So, have you had the orange juice from Long John Silver's? I know you told me not to talk about Long John Silver's when I come here, and I'm not going to talk about their fish, but the orange juice.
I mean, no.
It's mostly rum. They're pirates.
Okay. It doesn't seem legal. I mean, that would go to children. This isn't what this podcast is about. I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about any maybe pirate-related porn you've seen? We can talk about that.
I haven't seen any pirate-related porn.
Really? With all the Long John Silver stuff?
No.
You haven't gotten curious what's out there?
Well, no, I was spending a lot of time looking at fish porn, aquatics, stuff related to stuff in the water,
Tell me about
it. Up as fish and mermaids and all of that stuff. I didn't even think about the pirate part. But
no, tell me, keep talking about.
You want to hear about the fish? So
yes,
we cut back to Long John Silver's, the executives. Oi, mate!
I can't be mad at you when you. Oh,
we thank you for coming back. We just had some discrepancies with some of the things you were saying. We do have pirate porn on Porn Pop. And we wanted to show you a couple of clips so that you could talk about it on the Porn Pops that you've been bringing this up. It's been doing a lot of good things for us.
Okay, we're gonna watch these clips together. You're just gonna run them in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna need some more of your juice.
And as I watch the clips, the lighting isn't good, and the angle is kind of off. Like there's always off center. You can't really see what's going on.
Where's this being filmed? What's going on?
Oh, that's restaurant number 1178.
And scene. And that is a Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. Holy crap, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Thank you for hanging out.
Don't shoot any porn scenes in Long John Silver's.
Oh my gosh. That's
Or shoot them. Maybe shoot them. Maybe we need to be
Maybe shoot them.
influencers.
They'll probably allow you to.
Next time you're thinking about having sex with someone, go to Long John.
Go to Long John Silver's.
You could totally have that Long
Yeah,
John.
you guys can have that one.
Let's go get them some numbers. Let me that may be a great suggestion.
But if you have a great suggestion, tune in in 2 weeks. Actually,
Yes.
we'll be streaming again and I don't even know what date that would be. The 19th. Come on back and hang with us again on the 19th. Shout out to Benita. Shout out to Trisha, Jukudu.
Yeah, my cousin
Shauna.
Kenny.
Shout out to Marina. Thank you all for
So much
hopping
love.
in.
Yeah,
Leave a
thank
comment.
y'all.
Really appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all. It means a lot. It means, hey, we got some shows coming up. I don't know what you're doing.
live shows.
Yeah, hit the shows. Look, we back out in these streets.
Plug the show. What show we got coming up?
We
What
have
show
a
we got
show
coming up, Tandy?
Saturday night at Rec Room Arts downtown.
Don't be late.
Look on our Facebook page or Instagram. I think we've got some information there. You can pay at the door. I think there's an Eventbrite on Facebook, $12. And I think they have a bar that's Saturday, 8 p.m. And then April, which one? 14th and the 21st. We have shows at
Comedy Sports.
Comedy Sports. Thank you. I blanked at Comedy Sports.
Long John
8 p.m.
Silver's.
8 p.m.
Let us
Long
know.
John near you.
Let us know if you would come to our show at Long John Silver's. We could give one.
Yes, that's the goal. We should just be performing it inside.
All right. Well, until then, for John, for Tandy, for Meet You, for myself, it's the Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. We are out.
Peace.